Well, hello there, and welcome to the Integra interior. We're going to have a little bit of a chat here. I'm just kidding. So, as you can tell by the thumbnail, I prematurely ordered some parts and got a little excited about ordering things and getting parts and doing certain things that I may have rushed a little bit and went against what I normally would. It happens. Unfortunately, it costs a lot of money to do it this way, but everything is brand new. Everything is resellable, or even if it's pre-owned. So pretty much what I was saying in the last video, make sure that you double check and do your research. There's so much information out there. Reach out to people. One of the reasons why I even started this channel and doing these videos is for that reason. So I could gain some more knowledge. I could help more people within this world. And the whole idea of this is to, just have a learning experience, but don't be afraid to reach out to people. I've met some really cool people. Some of you guys have reached out, and it's just awesome to have that community, because that's the whole purpose of this. We have so much fun building these cars, and it shouldn't always be about what car you have, what car I have, how much better is my build, how much more expensive are my wheels, whatever the case is. But let's just get to it. I'll explain to you what I did and what I did wrong. We're in the interior, might as well just say it. We are going to be leaving the Sprint seats out of the car. We may use them for a different project. They may go in the Sentra if the Sentra sticks around. John's still on the fence if he's going to keep that car or not. But the seats, I had an opportunity to get different ones that are a little bit wider than this one. I think if you watched the last video, you remember I got this one, which is the regular Sprint. This is the Sprint L, which is the big boy. This one is for larger bodied human beings. I think it fits up to like a 40-something inch waist instead of 34-inch waist, which is the average bucket seat. So I wanted a little bit more space in here. I said, I want to have a second seat. So the best thing to do is to get really light seats, which I was able to get. And so these are going to go. And then we're going to be getting the roll cage put in, I'm hoping within the next month, because we do have, maybe not the next month. I was hoping for the next couple weeks. I don't think that's going to happen. But within the month, I do have a track day that I'd like to go to, and it's sort of just an event. It's not really anything competitive. It's just a fun run what you brung, pretty much, down in Virginia. Might get into that in a little bit more details. I didn't want to get crazy with details on it yet, because I'm hoping that the car is ready to go. If I can get the suspension in and that sort of stuff, we'll head down there and have some fun. But one of the other things, besides the seats, besides the back seat's going to be coming out, the roll bar is going to be going in, the roll cage is going to be going in, rather. We are going to be putting a racing style steering wheel in with quick release, because getting in and out of this car, you have to pretty much roll out of it in order to do so. Out of this seat, let's go look at the other new seat, and then we'll take this one out, and I'll show you some of the other stuff I got. So let's just get down to it. First, you got to get out. Oh. Makes you really look good. I'm looking forward to that steering wheel. That's going to be good. So, no pun intended. This was a bucket list type bucket seat for me. I had an opportunity to get a seat like this previously with the Cayman, but unfortunately I went for practical comfort on a car like that, just because, hey, it is what it is. You want to have comfort. So let's take a look at this. Let's just get into it. All right, there it is, boys. I mean, if that's not a badass seat, I don't know what is. This is the Sparco Qrtc seat. Hope you enjoyed that little B-roll there. It is obviously a carbon fiber bucket, and it's just such a dope piece. I always wanted one of these just in any car, and how fitting it goes into a track car. The Sprint seats are nice. They are great on a budget if you're just looking for a budget seat. And you know, like I said, I don't know, they might be going into a different car, another build, not sure. We're gonna throw this seat in real quick, see how it fits. Something else that I did pick up, which was always kind of like a cool piece just in general, still is to this day. If you are an Integra guy, you know this is a Acura Integra Type R center console delete, which as stupid as it is, number one, it's saving a little weight, but yet it's still giving you that interior feel. A lot of the time attack classes that we would be in still require you to have interior pieces. So if you're missing something, they kind of frown upon it. That's a great way to get a little weight out of the car and also some space so we could still run those seat belts, like I said. So if I am just tracking the car and for like an event like in January, if I don't have the cage in, I don't want to just run out and get a harness bar and throw a harness bar in the car real quick. For that event, I could still use just the regular seat belts. So having those clips in there, it will be helpful, and having the access to that will make life a lot easier for whoever the passenger is. So as cool as these Sprint seats looked, with the red and everything, there is no denying the carbon bucket definitely trumps the red seats. So we got some other stuff here too. I'm gonna go over this probably in a later video. We are going full PCI suspension. We've got almost every piece here. We've got upper control arms and lower rear control arms that we're waiting on. I got the lower control arm, all new bolts. Don't mind that intake filter, but, and then we got the ARP extended studs. Give us some more options. Like I said, this is kind of a video telling you that you don't have to rush. Don't just go out and buy things like crazy, just thinking that you're gonna get what you wanna get right out of the gate. The ZE40s are a little too thin for what I'd actually like my setup to be by the spring, but these are gonna be good for right now. They are not gonna be the final set of wheels. I actually already ordered a set of wheels and tires. They're gonna be coming a later video. So I didn't rush. These are badass wheels. Volk wheels are just bad-ass wheels too. And the only other thing that we have in question right now is the D2 coilovers. Now, it's crazy. Sparco seats, D2 coilovers, wheels, wrong fitment. Just part of the mistakes of learning your ins and outs of these cars. And again, the wheels are fine. They are fine. I could run up to probably, I think, a 225 on there. I only have 205s on there because that's what was available locally. I just wanted to be able to switch out these wheels, which we'll be doing soon. I just still haven't gotten over there to have them rebalance them, and I don't want to put unbalanced wheels on the car. But once those are on, we're going to do the brakes and some suspension stuff before we do that event in January if possible. So let's get this seat out and go from there. Center armrest out. Pretty simple. You have two screws there, and then you have this bracket back here, as you can see, and it's on that side too. There's a couple of bolts. Undo those bolts, pull that bracket out. There is a bracket actually on the bottom of this center console that bolts down to that, and then you just put it in there. Pretty simple. I removed this first. Look how gross that is. People are disgusting. Actually, I mean, it is what it is. That's under the armrest. Nobody even notices that. You got two bolts for the side mounts that I wanted to access, just have easier access to them to pull the seat out. We're going to put the seat out, and then we'll get to work on that armrest. If you need an armrest, We're getting pretty good at taking these seats out and putting new seats in this car. I'm just saying, I've done it enough. You guys are probably getting tired of seeing seats getting taken in and out of this car. But I can assure you, we are done. We've got the seats. With that being said, new seat. Baller as hell. New seat, more comfortable. New seat, better seating position for me. And let me explain why. And this was one of the reasons I decided to change it out too. So the Sprint seats are good if you're a taller guy or girl, whatever. If you can see, the Sprint seat almost has like a cushion and you sit further down in the seat, where the Qrtc has a cushion, but it's not as exaggerated, if you will. I'm 5'6", my legs are stubby, I'm short, so for my legs to go up over that hump was not the most comfortable. For somebody that's taller, probably not a big deal, but just a better seating position for me in general. I love it. It doesn't have to sit as deep. The seat doesn't have to go all the way down into the seat bracket. So if you're tall, you even have more adjustment because you can go further down. As you can see with these seats, just as a heads up, if this is a seat that you're going with, they do require you to use the side mounts. You can't use the underside. Now, luckily Sparco, the way that they make it, you could still use the slider. Now that's not, again, the final piece to this. I'm sure at some point I will hard mount this seat where it's not on a slider, just for safety purposes too. When you have more bolts, more things can loosen up, break, whatever. Anyway, seats are done. This is it. I'm not changing this out. That looks good. You know what? And like I said, the bigger thing for me, obviously, bucket list seat, but comfort, that's a big thing for me too. So, Sprint seats, awesome. Good budget seat, not gonna complain, but much better for me. All right, so seats out. Let's do the center console, finish that up. Then the second seat will be coming in. Sort of like the first time when we put the Sprints in. One was in, then I got the other one, then I got the bracket hold up, all this stuff. So we're really doing the complete opposite of what you should, which is that whole measure twice, cut once thing, whatever. All right, let's do this. So this bracket is replacing the Usdm bracket, just to show you. That was the one that was connected right there. So I have two hands. I'll show you how to do this, but it's pretty simple. This just slides underneath those two things, put the bolts back in, and then the center console clips to that. That's pretty much it. Just get it in there, and then the other piece slides on. I'll show you how that happens. Now these wires, don't mind these. These are to an alarm system. I'm going to be pulling all that stuff out, but this is just for fitness. I don't understand how I get so dirty when just doing interior stuff. Well, the center console's in. I'm happy with it. It's simple and stupid, I know. It is. It's ridiculous. But as dumb as this is, this thing weighs about 2 pounds, maybe 2.5 pounds, I don't know. Type R, center console, armrest elite, maybe weighs a half a pound. As stupid as it is, we're just trying to save a little bit of weight, but the biggest thing with this was the access. So you could just see there's just more space on either side of the seat. And the original reason why I ordered this was for this L seat. So now you can see if I push the L seat back, the Sprint L seat, it will fit a little bit better. Taking those out, doesn't matter anymore. But overall, really happy with that Type R delete. Super happy with the seats. I'm gonna give a shout out to my boys over at Donut Media. In this case, more expensive does mean more better. So, will the Sprint Sparco seats do the job? Absolutely. If you're looking for a budget seat, it's easily accessible right now. Go with the Sparco Sprint seat. If you're taller, it definitely won't be an issue. Not everybody has the budget for a more expensive seat. Again, this was not really in the cards originally, but as time's gone on, I just want to really do this car the right way. And we've saved ourselves probably today, just in seats and that center console, about 5 pounds, if not more, once the other seat gets put in. So a little bit of weight here and there, all that stuff starts adding up, especially when you are keeping some interior bits. And this is just ways to do it. So D2 coilovers, we're gonna be switching those out for something else. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna use these, run these for just that track day in January. Depends on if the other coils show up in time, along with the PCI stuff. If the PCI stuff doesn't come in, and check over everything, make sure everything's good, which I'm sure it is. It's very clean under this car, and somebody took really good care of it. So if all the bushings are good and everything, I may just throw those coilovers on just to have a slightly better suspension. We'll put the Volk ZEs on, see how the car handles, exactly how we originally thought, but with the knowledge of the fact that we have the right wheel setup and tire setup coming up. Maybe, maybe not, because once I get it, maybe it's not for me. Maybe everybody that's giving me these their opinions on things, that's what they like. But I'm pretty sure that that's the next level. So that's pretty much it for today. We got more coming. We got all these suspension parts coming. We're gonna do some motor work. Stay tuned for this build. And then we got more Tundra content, some other stuff coming up, and some big updates on the Corrado. Unfortunately, like I said in the last video, not the best, but not the worst either. Just some setbacks. I'll talk to you guys soon. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.